Welcome to Lawrence Heights, my community. The Lawrence Heights, Neptune and Lotherton communities do work very closely. We're going to show you different spots in the community. A little history about Lawrence Heights. Lawrence Heights was originally a farmland, and it was owned by the Mulholland family.
This is the Lawrence Heights Community Center, as everybody knows. Art Start does murals every year, and for 3 years we did murals in Lawrence Heights. Yeah. We worked with a group of 8 young guys, teenagers, from Lawrence Heights to paint the mural.
Probably every young guy in this community is going to pass through this community center.
It's important for us to have healthy food. We could go to Fortino's and pick up like pre-packaged food, and when you go to the grocery aisles, it's expensive. So us planting our own food here is very important.
So it's the spirit of the people wanting to make something happen, and then reaching out in their way and through their empowerment, reaching out to our agencies for support.
This community is big on empowerment and self-sustainability. Yeah. Right behind you here is a pizza oven. So community members use it for our community in correlation or connection with our huge, larger community events. Rayon asked me who was Paul Watson. So we had a community leader and member by the name of Paul Watson
and Michael Lewis.
And Michael Lewis, who was hanging out right here actually with my uncle and some other friends when they were victims of a brutal shooting. It was a sad time in the community, very sad time. But as I said, it brought a lot of attention to the community in honor of their lives. We have Philip Dixon, actually, back to Philip Dixon, who I was talking about. He won a huge one-on-one tournament called King of the Court to find out who was the best in Canada. And so you played one-on-one in a cage, and he actually won to prove he was the best and will remain the best. But once he won, we got a court donated, right? The basketball court right by the school, John Polanyi, and it's named after Paul Watson.
Yeah, this is actually where I met Andrew. As a kid, we used to hang out right here.
Yes,
in Clementon.
Yeah, right there. So he was kind of bad.
So everyone, we are now at one of our bigger community garden. As you can see, it looks like a real garden. The schools will come, the students will come, and they'll put in community hours.
North York Harvest Food Bank was within the school over there. Just around the corner, they had this wonderful space.
My name is Janice. My students call me Missing. I'm a new teacher at John Polanyi Collegiate Institute. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with the garden. I think it's a great teaching tool. Just last week I brought my students here. There was wonderful weather outside, and Adam, he's one of the gardeners here. He taught a lesson to my students.
He's originally from Russia, and he contributes to the seniors community on all year round. 24/7 he's working on his art, and he displays all his art.
I remember growing up here, we used to have a lot of community barbecues right where the basketball court. If I'm not mistaken, we used to have a wooden park at one point, and then it was burnt down, so now we have this lovely park.
In 2009, unfortunately, we had a shooting here, and 5 of our youth were shot and 1 died at the creek.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it spoke to the whole ideal of not having safe spaces for our youth to be in. And so one of the things that revitalization will bring is safe spaces for our children and youth to hang out and do things.
So this is Zachary Court, and Zachary Court is the first phase in the revitalization stage. Demolition is scheduled for, I think, maybe the end of May. So they're going to be boarding off the area. So it will be ready for demolition by the end of May. And construction should start about in the fall. We're just hoping that the rebirth of Lawrence Heights will be a monumental one to our community.